Alright guys, so let's talk about John Carpenter's The Thing. And I just watched this movie again because my friend Desmond from Desmond's Flicks has a podcast on Podbean where we did a discussion on isolated horror movies. The two we picked were The Thing and Alien. So go check that out. And I think I think I can get the link and put it down below. But but yeah, it gave me a good excuse to rewatch The Thing, which is a movie that I have enjoyed, but this is only my second time watching it because The Thing is one of those movies where it's not really rewatchable for me. Even though I love everything about it, it's not one that I care to rewatch for, funny enough. Um, and I have not seen The Thing from Another World, which is the original The Thing. So this is technically a remake, and it is one of the best remakes, and I haven't even seen the original, and I'm assuming that this, like, just in terms of how people view this movie, in terms of how fantastic this movie is, I'm saying that it probably is better than the original, even though there's probably fans of the original too, but I haven't seen the original, but I do want to see that. And I've seen the prequel to this movie, The Thing, also called, and I don't remember much about it, but so I've only seen 2 out of 3 of the Thing movies, but the thing about this one, John Carpenter directed this, and this is the first in his Apocalypse trilogy, which includes this, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness, where all 3 of them are the start of an apocalypse in the movies, where like they've got a thing that will end the world. Which in this case, it's the Thing. It's this alien that comes down from space and lands in Antarctica, and all of these people who are there in Antarctica, led by MacReady, who is Kurt Russell's character, they encounter this thing where it literally can manifest and be anything it wants to be, so you'll never know who is the thing. Like, it can make a carbon copy of, like, a person and be that person and talk and act like that person. So I think that in terms of this being such an incredible mystery and as well, because you know what this thing is, but you never really know, even at the end of the movie, like the last 2 people alive, MacReady or Childs, like which one is the thing? And John Carpenter has even said, like, on I think the commentary for this, he said, like, don't also forget that Kurt Russell could be the thing as well. Like, he wanted to leave it open ended, where we never got a sequel to this. We got a prequel, but we never got a full ending to what happens. Even though there was like a PS2 game, which I think does follow the story after this, but I don't know if John Carpenter considers that canon. He might. I don't know. But as in movie form, we never got a sequel to this one, and I do love how this movie has that ambiguousness. Like, it ends on a note that's really just sad. Like, the whole movie is really incredibly sad because it's all these characters in an isolated incident in Antarctica, all by themselves, and this thing is easily killing off all these people, or absorbing them. And I just love how they do that, and I love the mystery of who could be the thing. And like, as the movie goes along, it works really incredibly well with just them realizing who it is, who's the monster, and I really love that as well. So there's a moment in this movie where it is one of the scariest moments, I think, in a movie. Like, it legitimately gets me every time, but at the beginning of the movie with that husky, like running around and about to get shot at by the Norwegians, it's funny because you realize that the husky, when it's put into a cage with all these other huskies, it is the thing, and it's got this scary ass moment where like the dog starts moving its head and then it opens up its face and it starts killing off all these other huskies locked in this gate with it. And it is one of the scariest moments, I think, in any film, and I really think that is one incredibly effective moment. And the effects work in this is some of the best I've ever seen as well. Like, it truly blows me away in how they made these effects. Like, it's it's weird because we're spoiled by CGI, so it feels like it can never be, like, in terms of practical effects, you can never make it this good, but they really can. And practical effects, it's just incredible what people had to do this. Like, people had to really think outside the box and make these incredible things, and everything in this movie is practical, and I love that as well. And I also like that we also get another one of the scariest moments in any movie, where the scene with the defibrillator, where like the guy's pushing on the guy's chest, and then you realize it's the thing because the guy puts his arms, like, they break through the chest, and the chest becomes teeth and chomps the guy's hands off. And it is terrifying. It is awesome as well. It's just so cool. And again, the effects work is just blows me away. It is incredible. Really, really incredible. Some of the best practical effects I've ever seen in any movie. And I love, like, say, The Thing from 1986, Jeff Goldblum, The Thing. Effects in that are incredible too. And though this and that are some of the absolute best films with the best practical effects ever, especially in horror. Now, again, I liked how this movie ended on a note where it was unfulfilling but ambiguous in a way where it was fulfilling, if that makes sense, because you don't know if it's Childs or McCready, which one is the thing by the end. You're assuming it's Childs, but John Carpenter has told people, like, oh, it could have been McCready too, and I'm not going to say anything. And I like that he does that. I like that he gave that ambiguousness to it, because there are hints of, like, McCready being the thing as well. And again, the sense of paranoia in this movie works incredibly well, because again, it's a creature that can create a perfect carbon copy of what the human is that it kills or possesses, or absorbs. It really is incredible. And the noise that the thing makes whenever it realizes that it's caught is scary. Like, for example, that guy like the scene outside where the guy, before he gets flamethrowed, or gets burned with the flamethrower, he opens his mouth real wide and just makes this really, really weird noise, and it is actually really effective and gross. And again, this works incredibly well on every level, and I really love this movie for everything that it did. It's funny because it got mixed reception whenever it came out, but as the years have gone by, it really has gained a reputation as one of the best horror movies ever made. Considered by a lot of people to be the best, or one of the best. So I really, really love The Thing on rewatch, and it is definitely one of Carpenter's absolute best. It's between that and Halloween for me in terms of, like, best Carpenter film. And I've seen, I'd say, like, 85-90% of Carpenter's films, and the ones that I haven't seen are considered, like, by critics or fans, like, really amazing. But I know that this one is considered one of his absolute best. A lot of people consider it the best of Carpenter. So, again, everything about The Thing is incredible, and it really blows me away in just how it really is, just holds on to being a fantastic horror movie, like one of the best. So it's just not really rewatchable for me. I guess I haven't seen it enough. Again, I've only seen it twice, so that's my review on John Carpenter's The Thing, and tell me down below what you think of this movie. And I feel like I'm going to know the answer to that, but comment below anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching.